This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no
Wait a
one.
second.
No.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, you're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. We're back with part 6 of our Rating My Collection series. As per usual, I'm just going through all of the stuff I have. I keep visual record of almost everything I have. I may miss a thing here and there, so just because you don't see it, like Dark Knight Rises. I didn't see that in mine. It might be under D, but even if it isn't, I'd probably rate it the same as Batman Begins. But that's just an example of one that I have that wasn't necessarily documented. Sometimes these files, I think, end up disappearing after a while. Because it's such a massive file folder. But as per usual, I have a bunch of ratings. I'm going to just throw them out here. Priority means best to the best. Things that I feel not only should be in all collections, in my opinion, that is a quintessential collection builder, but there's also that added personal element that I really like this. It could be due to sentimentality. It could be due to nostalgia. It could just be due to me saying, oh my gosh, that is a great film. But, yes, please. Something I view as either very good or something I view as essential to a collection. Just because I view it as essential does not necessarily mean I like it, though. Curious, things I think that they're generally okay to good. So if I like it, it'll probably go there. I have to really like it or feel it's essential to go above. Meh means that I either don't like it or I don't really care. If these fell off my collection, it wouldn't bother me. Or if I was to thin my collection, those would probably be the first to go. And unknown? Unknown is just unknown. I haven't seen it yet, so if I haven't seen it yet, I will probably not rate it. So, oh, come on. Alright. Thank you. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. It's like constant notifications. I keep trying to turn these darn things off. Alright, so let's talk about Be Big. I haven't seen Be Big, so I have no clue what it is. But I will put it here as an unknown commodity for the time being. So this one here, I want to say that is... It's my first referencing right here. Be Cool. Be Cool is the sequel to Get Shorty, so it's in my collection for that reason, and that reason really alone, because it's only a mediocre film at best. I don't mind it. It's a pleasant enough watch, but as far as a must-be in the collection, yeah, so this is more of a curious. Be Kind Rewind, I like it. It's a good film, not a great film, but as far as early Jack Black goes, I didn't like a lot of early Jack Black. I felt like he was trying too hard to be Chris Farley. But this one wasn't so bad. It was entertaining. Especially with a lot of my sentimentality when it comes to old school video stores and stuff like that. So, Bean. I want to say this is Mr. Bean the movie, but let me see here. Yeah, Bean the movie. My father really likes this one. I'm okay with it. Mr. Bean bothers me in some ways. I've seen that actor do such better work when it comes like Blackadder and so on. It's kind of weird that he's there, but it still takes a lot of good acting skills to pull off such a character. Beast with a Billion Backs. It's a Futurama movie. It's a pretty decent one. It's one of those big special episodes that were considered the movies in between its cancellation and its rebirth. It was alright. The Beast. Another decent monster film. I think we did it for Inside Movies Galore, if you want to hear more. Bogus. I have not seen it. It's in my Gary Cooper collection. I've heard it's a must-see, so eventually, once I bust that collection open, I'll probably start looking at it. Beauty and the Beast. Gotta love that one. This is the original animated one. I think I've got the other Beauty and the Beast is Better Than the Bet, which, better than Beauty and the Beast. This one's just a classic. It should be in anybody's collection. It's probably one of the better animated films out there, so priority. The Beaver. Surprisingly good, and an interesting work after Mel Gibson's big snafu, you could call it. So I would say that would be in the curious area. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's a classic. I feel it's very overlooked. People look at, what's the other one? Mary Poppins, and they shower praise on that. But to me, Bedknobs and Broomsticks was just as good. I would say very good. Almost essential, but definitely a very good one. Beelzebub. I love Beelzebub. It's such a fun little animated one. Another one that's overlooked, but not one I'm going to say is like very good, but definitely good. Beer Fest. It was enjoyable. Would I have sought it out on my own? Probably not. But it was on with the Harold and Kumar collection I have. Beetlejuice the Cartoon. It's a favorite from childhood. I really enjoyed it. I need to revisit it to see if it holds up better, but I'll put it here for nostalgia's sake. Beetlejuice the movie, however, very good. Not the best of the best, but well worth the time. Oh, what was that one? I know that one. Boom. All right. Before I go to sleep. I know this one, but I cannot remember much of it. So we'll put that here for now. I think it was okay. I didn't hate it. Before Midnight was okay. It was an interesting, probably unnecessary end to the Before trilogy, which we'll be seeing the other two. I look at Before Night Falls. If you like Johnny Depp, it's an essential film. But it's one that you need to really like. You gotta be into Johnny Depp. You gotta be into these things to really get into. It is a good film, though. It is solid. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset are essentials. Especially if you like romance. The previous of the two films is by far the best. I kind of feel like the second one, though I felt like it was about as unnecessary as Before Midnight, it's still not bad. And matter of fact, it's more than not bad. It's very good. So it was surprising how something that's unnecessary can be as good as it is, which is why I leave it in that yes please tier. Beginners, Oscar winner, good film, yes please. Behind Enemy Lines 2 is decent. Behind Enemy Lines Columbia is decent. Behind Enemy Lines, however, is an amazing film. Should be in that Yes Please category. Okay, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, that is a priority. That is, for anybody who loves the horror genre and enjoys this kind of mockumentary films, that is an amazing one, very much overlooked, deserves all the praise it gets. I've heard Being John Malkovich is a must, but I haven't seen it yet. Now let's see what that is. Being There. Being There is an essential. I feel it personally, and I look at it as any regular, well-meaning collector should have it. It is an amazing film, one of Peter Sellers' best roles ever, and just all in all, amazing film. It didn't get the love it needed to early on. Remember I said Belle and La Bête? It's here, and Belle and La Bête is an amazing film in and of its own right. Not as good as the cartoon, but very good. Award-winning, worth having in your collection. Ben-Hur, award-winning film, well done, extremely long. The original Ben-Hur, also pretty amazing film itself. I think it's not quite as good as this one, but I would say it's still in the very good landmark. Bento. Unknown commodity. I've seen the first episode. People are fighting over school lunches. It's kind of a weird thing. But you know, Bender's Big Score, that movie would be in the Yes Please category. So same with Bender's Game. I'm a D&D nerd at heart. I love this one, and this one's not too bad in of itself. Beneath the Mississippi. I believe that's what it is. Yes. Don't know it. Benji's Christmas. Don't know it. I remember Benji growing up, though. Ben. Ben is a classic. A must-have in any collection. And the soundtrack, the Michael Jackson song, still to this day holds up quite well. Benny and June. Another Yes Please. A very good film. Very well acted. Lovely Johnny Depp picture. The Benny Hill Show. Another Yes Please. Very pleasant show, very entertaining. Doesn't quite hold up to today's standards, so keep that in mind when you watch it. This is the best of Benny Hill. It's the same thing. Beowulf and Grendel was okay. Both of these Beowulf films were okay. Beowulf and Grendel I felt like held better to the source material. I mean, Beowulf is probably one of the oldest fantasy tales that is out there. I mean, that you would consider true fantasy. So it really is kind of cool whenever you see these adaptations. So let's talk about Berserk. Well, let's start with the original. The original, I think, is a must. It really is a good series. I enjoyed it. It leaves you wanting more, though, which is where the newer series comes in, but it didn't get as well liked. The animation's kind of wonky. I haven't seen it enough to actually rate it yet, so I'm leaving it as unknown. The remake of the original series in movie form, I thought they did a fairly decent job, but I prefer the original, by all means. Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, again, yes please, very good, very entertaining. Best in Show, top tier. Another one of those mockumentaries, right up there with The Mighty Wind, just fun. Peter Guest is really good at what he does. Best Worst Movie, need to see it. Better Living Through Chemistry, need to see it. Guilty Pleasure. Guilty Pleasure. I am very tempted to put the original Beverly Hills Chihuahua up in the Yes Please category. I'm going to. I don't consider it essential by any means, but personally, I just love the film. I just do. I'm not going to mar this list by putting it as priority, but it's really up there for me. Beverly Hills Cops, I think they're good. Do I think they're great? No, but they're good. Beverly Hills Ninja. Surprisingly, one of the few Chris Farley films I really liked. I have not been all that big a fan of it. Beavis and Butthead Do America was okay. It was good. Beavis and Butthead, I need to rewatch that series. It annoyed me a lot as a child, so I'm going to hold that for now until I've rewatched it. Beware Children at Play. Mainly for the title. It's a very boring film, but I love this. So it's a high level meh. It's a meh that if I see it, I'll probably keep it because just for this alone. Beware the Blob, sequel of the original Blob film. Don't know it well enough because I haven't seen it, but I will watch it eventually. Bewitched. Bewitched is a classic. It really is. It's a classic sitcom about a guy who marries a witch and all the adventures. I just enjoy it. All the very zany hijinks and all that stuff. Beyond the Boundary. I need to see it. Beyond the Door was a decent enough horror. Very slow moving though. Beyond the Mat. Also pretty decent to good. I would say, again, if you like wrestling especially, I think it'll be higher. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, need to see it. Big Bang Theory. I like Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people hate on it because they feel like it's making fun of nerd culture. I don't feel that necessarily from watching the show, but I can understand why people will get that. If you feel that way about the show, it'll rank much lower. But it is enjoyable. I laugh a lot while watching it, so I can say I enjoy it. Big Eyes. Another really good one. I think one that is overlooked. About the girl who draws the paintings of the people with big eyes. It's overlooked. It's a great film. It's an amazing film. Big Fish. I think this one is overrated. I really feel Big Fish is the best illustration when I say that Tim Burton is a lot of style, but not as much in the way of substance. Big Fish is everything you could want in this type of film, but it lacks any heart. Many people will disagree with me on this, but when you watch this film, you don't really feel a lot of the emotion. It feels empty inside. But it's a beautiful film. It's well done. It should work on all other cylinders, but there's just something missing from it. Big Hero 6, excellent film. Disney is, they keep knocking them out of the park, I tell you. Big Lebowski. People are probably going to hate me for not putting this as priority. I am not as big a fan of The Big Lebowski as a lot of people. It's a good film. I respect it. And I don't mind it. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I don't love it like everybody else does. Big Man Japan is a good film. It's amusing. I love the topic, and it's pretty darn solid. Big Nothing, again, amusing film. I like Simon Pegg overall, so it's got a good cast. It's like I said, it's solid enough comedy. Big O, haven't seen it. The Big One, solid documentary from Michael Moore, not as forgettable as some, so I would say it's in the good, not the okay category. But it talks about a lot of temp agencies. And in reality, if you're looking at the economy, especially the economy prior to COVID, it really does speak to that sort of economy, how you can have a kind of low jobless rate, but at the same time have a bunch of people working in poverty. The Big Picture, haven't seen it. The Big Short, haven't seen it. I'm ashamed I haven't seen it. The Big Store, I liked it. Out of Marx Brothers, I think it was a good one. It was better than okay. Many people would probably put it in the okay category or even lower than that at a high meh. But I look at it as good. I enjoyed it. It made me chuckle at times. Onechambara. No, wait, no. This is Bikini. No, Big Tits Zombie, I believe that is. Am I right? Is this Big Tits Zombie? Yes. It is Big Tits Zombie. I found this one amusing. Big Top Pee-wee. I have nostalgia for it. I don't consider it essential, but I do find it amusing and pretty decent film-wise. Big Trouble in Little China. Almost took priority. It's a very good film, very enjoyable. I consider people wouldn't necessarily, but I watched it early on. I still have that nostalgia. I've got the Blu-ray upgrade. It's just a good film to me. Big. This is one I feel is essential. Again, not one I feel the love for as much as other people do, but I do respect it and I do like it. So, there you go. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I really like this one. I don't consider it as good as the first film, but I think it's an essential. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, however, great. I think it should be. I think it's like an excellent film. One of my favorites. Favorite guilty pleasures. Excellent film. Bill Murray Stories. I need to see it. Bill. Need to see it. Billy Madison. I'm kind of ashamed that I like this film, but I do. It's a good film. Biodome. Another one I'm kind of ashamed at. And I'm actually going to put it higher because I consider it very good. I like it, and I do feel it's an essential. If you want to collect something, Pauly Shore is an era of film that I feel like shouldn't be ignored, and Biodome is a part of that. Matter of fact, Biodome is a huge part of Pauly Shore. That one and Encino Man. They're both priorities. You could pretty much ignore the rest. Bird. I've heard it's good. Birdman. I have to put it here. I didn't like the film. Maybe I need to watch it again. I felt like it was boring. I felt like it moved slow as heck. And it was needlessly dramatic. But it is an Oscar-winning film. It is well done. It's well put together. It has a lot of amazing things to it. So though I believe it should be in the collection, it's not one I really like. Birds of Prey. Yeah, I put Birds of Prey as very good. I really like the film. I think they did a lot. They improved upon the last appearance of Harley in these types of movies. So yes, Birds of Prey is a good enough one. Birds of Prey, the series, was good. They took a lot of liberties with the comics, but it was a good series, decent series, kind of one of your Arrowverse before Arrowverse style. It had a similar feel to the Arrowverse. The Birds. I'm not sure I would put it in the best of because it's kind of ridiculous, but it is a very good film, very watchable. I could watch the film a lot of times and not be bored by it, and I consider it essential Hitchcock. Birth of a Nation, need to see it. Birth of a Nation, need to see it. Not sure I want to watch it during these times. Birthday Girl, need to see it. Bitch Slap, guilty pleasure. Bits of Yesterday. This is an indie documentary with about physical game collecting and so on. I really liked it. Excellent soundtrack by the Rebel Gaming Club. I think it's worth your time if you haven't seen it. I've got the soundtrack even. It's just cool. A lovely documentary. So, that's what we've got for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, of course, click that like button, subscribe, and share, and comment below. Where would you have ranked some of these in your collection? I mean, some of these unknowns especially because, you know, I haven't seen them yet, so I can't rate them. There are many that I'll probably rank as at least yes, please. Bird would be a yes, please. Both of these would probably be yes, pleases. You know, just because. So let me know in the comments below. I'm curious as to what y'all think. and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.